Hi, and welcome to LB0 Fox India Norwegian Hemp Ventures. I'm Morten, LB0 Fox India. And what I got here is a tiny EFHW half-wave kit, which AliExpress was kind enough to sponsor me with. And this little EFHW half-wave kit is going to be part of one of my new projects, which is a QRP portable kit. I'm going to try to make it as small as possible, and I got a couple of options on the way in the mail. But the first step is this little antenna. And first of all, if you don't know what AliExpress is an online marketplace where you can find any kind of goods you can think about. Both cheap and expensive, both good, bad, and in the middle. And when AliExpress reached out to me and asked if I wanted to be sponsored by them, I figured that'd be a good deal because they let me pick whatever I want in their catalog for, of course, for a given amount. And I can show you the products I'd otherwise be buying myself. And this little kit intrigues me because it's so small. And just in order to get a feel of how small it is, this is the universal size measurements in ham radio, a Baofeng. And yeah, it's smaller than a Baofeng. It's about as long as a Baofeng is wide. And it's about as wide as a Baofeng is deep. That's the size of this. So what is this kit? First of all, it comes as a kit, and I'll lay an overlay on the screen here so you can see. But I'm so bad at kit building, so it turns out to be really just bad words. So I figured I'd show you the ready-made built kit. But this comes in a couple of different parts. First of all, it's this PCB here. It's this T43-50 toroid, or T50-43 is probably more correct toroid. I'm sure you're going to correct that down in the comments. Then it's the BNC plug here. And finally, it's a tiny surface mount capacitor here. And because of the surface mount capacitor and because of the teeny tiny toroid here, I'm going to just go ahead at once and say this is not a beginner's kit. It'll take some practice both to wind toroids and to do some surface mount soldering in order to make this happen. But even I managed to build this, so it can really be that hard. So what I thought we'd do today is, besides look at this kit and see how it is, build quality seems pretty decent on it. Is to make it into an antenna that we can go out and tune at some later point and then have this be part of my QRP kit. So we're going to need a couple of things for this. First of all, there's a couple of holes here which say rope. I'm going to put this the right way and see if I can get the camera to focus. It says rope here, so this is an anchor point for it. So we're going to put something here to anchor it. Then we're going to put a little bit of heat shrink over the toroid here just to make it look nicer and be a little bit protected. And finally, we're going to attach some wire. And I already measured out 20.5 meters of wire here and put it on this K6ARK winder. So let's go ahead and get that done. And by the way, before we get started, I'm going to put some AliExpress codes over here, which you can use to get discount for this. I'm also going to leave an affiliate link down below, and you can check that both in the AliExpress app and on aliexpress.com on web. But let's go ahead, let's make this happen. First, we're going to make an anchor point here, and although it says rope, I don't have any rope which is thin enough, so I'm going to use this wire here. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pull it through the holes here, like this, until it's a relatively good length here, which I can fit a carabiner or just a piece of rope or something to. And then I'm just going to make a simple knot here, or I'm going to more technically make 2 knots here. And I am not an expert in knots. You can probably see that now because this knot is just slipping away. So let's go ahead and try this again. This is probably the point where I should have been a scout or paid more attention while being a member of Red Cross Youth. There we go. We got a knot that holds. It's not the strongest in the world, but I guess it's going to be more. It's going to be stronger than the rest of the antenna. So let's go ahead and snip this excess wire off here. There we go. That's not going to break, at least easily. Then we're going to take a little bit of heat shrink here, slide it over, and let's shrink it down. And for those of you who know me, the reason I've chosen this pink is for high visibility. And I like to have all my portable equipment in some high visibility color, just so I'm able to find it should I ever lose the equipment. And with something as small as this, you're going to lose it at some point. Let's go ahead and attach the little nut here. Or first of all, basically before we do that, we're going to prepare the wire. And I just rearranged a couple of things here. Let's just put this over to the side, and I'm heating the soldering iron at the moment. Let's go ahead and strip the wire here. Find some solder. And for those of you who have actually seen my shack, you know what? I'm going to do a little bit for stretch relief here, actually. I'm going to do this in another way. I'm going to remove this plastic thingy here. Like this. And I'm going to find the right drawer here. Let's go ahead. Just find a little bit of heat shrink. I think this should fit pretty good. A little bit for stretch relief and a little bit just to make it look nice. And we don't need a lot. I think this is going to be good for what we're going to do. And then let's remember to slide this in. Let's see if I can make this stick to the desk somehow. See if I can find anything a little bit heavy, which I'm not going to use. I'll use a spare roll of solder. Like this. Now it's time to start soldering. And just a good blob of solder here. Let that cool for a minute. We should be good. Take my excess spare roll of unleaded solder, which if you've ever soldered, you know that is the spare roll. Slide the heat shrink on, and let's shrink this down as well. I think that we're good there. And let's go ahead and mount this. We're just going to use a tiny M3 bolt, which I hope is long enough. And you can see that the ring connector doesn't quite fit here. And yes, I am aware of that, but that was the smallest ring connector I had available at the moment. So we're going to put a washer in here as well. Let's see if we can get this to just start going. I could have probably used a longer bolt, but this works. So let's see here. Let's wind this up, and then I'll go to the kitchen and steal a scale from the wife and see how heavy this little thing is. This is with 20.5 meters of wire, so this will be an end-fed half wave for 40 through 10 meters. And this is actually pretty compact. Let's, again, compare it to the Baofeng. Not a lot bigger than a Baofeng. So we're going to be good. Let's go ahead and get the scale and see how much this weighs. And we got the scale here, and this probably gives you an idea on how small my workspace actually is. And the whole setup weighs 132 grams. That's not 131, 132. Let's call it 132 grams when it's stable here. And that's not half bad for a portable antenna. Covering 4 bands, hopefully. 40, 20, 15, and 10. And there's a couple of things, or there's one thing left to do, but we're not going to do that today because it's dark outside, and I got to leave that for another video. But we're going to trim the antenna and tune the antenna. I'm not sure if I'm going to show you that process, but what I'm going to show you for sure is how this fits in my QRP compact kit, what radios I'm going to use. Yeah, you heard right, radios. And I'm going to show you an activation using this. So there's a lot to consider going ahead. And just so you know, I'm leaving a couple of codes here for discounts on AliExpress. Affiliate links down below, so you can get one of these yourself. I think it's about $10 US. I'll leave an overlay here so you can see exactly how much it is. And hopefully this is going to be a winner. If not, I'm going to let you know. Hope you liked this video. If so, leave me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. And if you want to continue on and see how this QRP kit turns out, do remember to subscribe. If you want to support the channel a little bit more, there are a couple of options down below. That's it for now. See you down the bands. See you in my next video. 7-3, my friends.